All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about how to completely transform your university experience. I'm not talking about just surviving, I mean truly thriving. And the secret weapon? Well, it's all about becoming what we're calling the AI student. Okay, does this feel a little too familiar? I mean, if you feel like you're drowning in this ocean of deadlines, lecture notes, and just that constant low-level buzz of anxiety about the future, you are so not alone. Honestly, that's pretty much the default setting for most students, right? And, it's really no wonder why. University is this insane juggling act. You're supposed to master completely new subjects, you have to nail every single assignment, ace all your exams, and then, somehow, in the middle of all of that, you're also supposed to build practical skills and map out your entire career. It's just a crazy amount of pressure. So really, you're at a fork in the road here. On one path, you've got poor time management, which, let's be honest, leads to that tangled mess of all-night cram sessions, constant stress, and eventually total burnout. But on the other path, great time management. And that leads to better grades, way less stress, and this is the big one, you actually have time to build the skills that will land you a job. Okay, so how do we get onto that smoother path? Well, first things first, let's talk about conquering your coursework. We're going to look at how you can turn a tool like ChatGPT into your own personal productivity partner. And I want to be super clear about this. This is not about cheating. It's about planning smarter, not harder. Look, you can conquer pretty much any assignment in just 3 simple steps. Step 1, you define the task. Just give ChatGPT your assignment brief, the grading rubric, and the deadline. Step 2, ask it to break it down. Get it to chop up that huge, scary project into smaller, totally manageable tasks. And finally, step 3, create a schedule. Have it turn that to-do list into a real, daily or weekly study plan. So what's the real magic here? It's this. You've just wiped out the #1 cause of procrastination, that feeling of just not knowing what to do next. Instead of staring at a blank page, totally lost, your AI partner has literally drawn you a map. All you have to do is follow it. But hey, getting good grades, that's only half the battle, right? University is also about building those professional skills that employers are actually looking for. And remember this, a great degree might get you in the door for an interview, but it's your skills that will get you to job offer. And right at the top of that list is professional communication. Think about it. You can use AI to practice those really tough interview questions over and over until you feel totally confident. You can ask it to help you draft those formal emails that actually get a reply. Heck, you can even tell it to act like a skeptical hiring manager who pushes back on your answers so you learn how to defend your ideas under pressure. It's basically like having a personal communication coach on call, 24/7. All right, now for what might be the single most important skill of them all, critical thinking. And no, this is not just about memorizing facts to pass an exam. It's about being able to really analyze and understand information from all sides. It's what separates someone who just follows instructions from a real problem solver. And here's the cool part. You can actually train this critical thinking muscle using AI. So instead of a simple prompt like, "What is this theory?" try something way more challenging. Try this prompt. Explain this complex theory from my textbook from 3 different viewpoints. Or even better, act as a critic of this theory and point out its 3 biggest weaknesses. See, this forces you to go beyond just finding answers and helps you start asking much better questions. It's that huge leap from just memorizing to actually analyzing. When you get down to it, all of these strategies are really about one thing, helping you become a confident, self-directed learner. I mean, in a world that's changing so fast, the most valuable skill you can have is knowing how to teach yourself new things. And trust me on this, employers value that kind of adaptability more than almost anything else. Okay, this brings us to what is probably the most important rule of all. It's all about adopting the smart user mindset. You have to learn to use AI as a partner, not as a crutch. And believe me, that distinction makes all the difference. So here's your non-negotiable don'ts list. First, don't copy assignments directly. That's not learning, that's plagiarism, plain and simple. Second, don't use AI to avoid doing the actual thinking. And third, don't become so dependent on it that you can't function without it. The AI is the assistant. You are the one in charge, always. And here's why this is so important. Someday when you walk into a job interview or you're facing a huge challenge in your career, nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to ask, "So did ChatGPT help you with this?" Nope, they're going to ask something much more direct and a whole lot more important. They're going to look at you and ask, what can you do? Because the focus is always going to be on your skills, your knowledge, and your ability to think for yourself. The tool doesn't matter. What you can do with it, that's everything. So I'm going to leave you with this one last question. As you move forward, are you going to use this incredible technology as a partner, something to build your mind and make you a smarter learner? Or are you going to let it become a crutch, something that actually makes you weaker in the long run? The choice, well, that's completely up to you.